Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jerron Dove, and I am back with a brand new Pro Wrestling Crate unboxing. Of course, you're familiar with this channel. Pro Wrestling Crate is the monthly loot service by Pro Wrestling Tees, where you get a box of carefully curated wrestling goodies sent to your door every month. So, without further ado, this is the July box. The boxes usually come during the about the last week of the year. Well, last week, close to the end of of the month. What am I saying? So I got this actually in the mail last week, so I'm getting around to doing it. So let's see what goodies await in the July box. And I believe this month's theme is heels, which of course are the bad guys of professional wrestling. So without further ado, let's look inside. And first off, we're going to start with, we'll save that for later. Well, actually, we'll start with that. This is the autograph picture. Every month you get a signed autograph photo of a current wrestling star or wrestling legend. So last month we got that Great Harley Race photo. This month we have Kevin Owens, and actually this is him as Kevin Steen from his Ring of Honor days. As we see this photo of him, looks like he's flipping off El Generico, which is of course the current Sami Zayn in WWE. Both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have been fighting, teaming with each other for years on end. Their programming Ring of Honor to NXT to the main roster. These are two guys who are forever linked together in the world of professional wrestling. Yeah, so this is a picture from their ROH days. I'm gonna put that over here. And I love this envelope that they come in, all the pictures every month. These are just nice envelopes you can keep the photos in, and just really good quality. Up next, let's lay the box down. I think it'll be easier that way. So next, let's get to the meat of the boxes every month, which are the t-shirts. We're going to put that to the side. So let's see which t-shirt we have here. This is I can tell who it is already if I can get it on. Yep, so right here we have a Tommaso Ciampa shirt. Of course, the Black Heart of NXT, Tommaso Ciampa, former NXT champion, currently on the sidelines with an injury. But when you talk about one of the best heels in this decade in professional wrestling, especially when that line is so blurred between what being a true heel is, Tommaso Ciampa really, his work in NXT over the last 2 years has been some of the best work of any heel in WWE, and especially his feud with Johnny Gargano, which those two guys had the runaway feud of the year across, I believe, across all of professional wrestling in 2018. And Tommaso Ciampa just such a great heel. And awesome, just blow away performer across the board, and love the shirt. Looks like we have him in the center with the kind of like a skull mask, and then there to the left, picture of him with his trusty crutch, and then another picture of him on the right with a determined look, and then him in the kind of on the, I guess, the front center of the shirt with just an imposing figure with his hands on his hips. So Tommaso Ciampa cannot wait until he gets back into the ring. So we're gonna put this shirt up here. Up next, our second t-shirt is, this looks pretty interesting, a white t-shirt, which I usually don't get a lot of white t-shirts now that I think about it. And the Pro Wrestling Crate, crate. So this looks to be, yeah, this definitely is Jay White. Yeah, I can tell. I had a feeling, but I can definitely tell by the collar of the of the jacket and the switchblade symbol. Yep, and of course the design of the shirt, the switchblade. Jay White, member of the Bullet Club, former IWGP champion, and one of the best young talents in the entire industry. He's currently competing in the G1 Climax tournament right now in New Japan, and Jay White has had a pretty banner year. He's been prominently pictured in the main event scene. He beat Kazuchika Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship back in, I believe it was he beat Tanahashi. Yeah, he beat Tanahashi for the belt back in February at the New Beginning show, and he has just had a really great year. So I'm sure more big things are coming for him this year in New Japan. So we have the Switchblade Jay White. We're going to put that shirt right up there. And next we're going to be getting to the DVDs and figures. Hopefully there's a figure. It feels like there is. Yep. So this DVD, Roddy Piper shoot interview. I will definitely enjoy this. Of course, the late Roddy Piper, one of the best heels, one of the most legendary figures in all of wrestling, especially during the advent of the WWF in the 80s. Roddy Piper was the top heel, feuding against Hulk Hogan during that rock and wrestling era, which forever immortalized his status in WWE history. So, yeah, we'll definitely check this out. Love a good old shoot interview. And right here, wow, oh wow, we got some rarity in the pro wrestling crates, a pair of socks, and these are, yep, the Villain Marty Scurll. Wow, and these look like really good quality too. I've gotten socks. I think some socks came in a box very long time ago. I think it was sometime either early last year or maybe in 2017. Was I subscribing to this in 2017? I don't think so, but I've only gotten one other pair of socks, and they were really great. There were some Joey Ryan socks, but man, these socks are great. I mean, the design, you have the penguin logo down there, and then the the great image of Scurll and the Villain Enterprises. Very nice. I'll be wearing those soon. And for our Micro Brawlers figure, we have Raven. Quote the Raven, nevermore. Raven, one of the biggest stars of ECW in the 90s, and also had a pretty decent run in WCW during the late 90s. I believe he was a United States champion and had some pretty good feuds with Diamond Dallas Page and Chris Benoit. But yeah, Raven, when you talk about ECW legends, Raven is near the top of the list as one of their most iconic performers ever. And as we see him, he is striking the signature quote the Raven. I guess that's why I would call it the quote the Raven pose he would always do. So just get that whole kind of grungy 90s aesthetic with him, with the shirt with the, I believe that's an Ankh on it, the jean shorts, leather jacket with the plaid shirt around the waist. So vintage 90s ECW Raven. And we have I believe, is that the final? Yep, the final item this month is a collectible pin, logo of Jake the Snake Roberts. Of course, Jake the Snake Roberts, a legendary heel in WWF during the 80s, late 80s and early 90s. I mean, nothing more needs to be said about him. WWE Hall of Famer as well. So, and this is the card that comes in every box. So basically the card that tells you description of everything that was in the box. And of course, this is the Heels Part 3 crate. So we can see that there were two previous Heels crate. And I think one of them, I think I have one from last year. I think I have to have the Part 2 one because I believe they must come out with a new one every year. So the Heels Part 3 crate, and we see descriptions of all the items that were included, as well as I guess this also functions as a 10% off coupon off of your next order from ProWrestlingTees.com. And then on the back, we have, they give us information on next month's theme, which will be Best of the Indies 5. Now, the Best of the Indies boxes are some of the best ones that I've in my time of subscribing to Pro Wrestling Crate, the Best of the Indies contains some of the coolest items. So it looks like next month we're going to have items featuring the Lucha Brothers, of course, Pentagon and Phoenix, Villain Enterprises, Zack Sabre Jr., Jeff Cobb, Colt Cabana. Looks like the women of Rise Wrestling, Kylie Ray, who is currently in All Elite Wrestling. I'm not too familiar with her, but I do know a little bit about her work. Toni Storm, who is currently the NXT UK Women's Champion, and Tessa Blanchard. Tessa, who is probably across the board, she may be the best female performer working in America right now, just as far as a strictly, American-born wrestler. Tessa Blanchard has been killing it this year in Impact Wrestling, and also looks like we're going to have New Hart Foundation. So Brian Pillman Jr., Teddy Hart, and Davey Boy Smith Jr. It looks like we have some exciting stuff to look forward to on next month. So here it is, folks. Just another, I guess a little review of everything I've gotten in this month's Pro Wrestling Crate. And if you're into this kind of thing, or if you're a collector like I am, I strongly suggest that you give Pro Wrestling Crate a try. I have done some other wrestling loot boxes, and this is by far the best one. You get 2 quality t-shirts from Pro Wrestling Tees in every box. You get a collectible pin, a Micro Brawlers figure, and these Micro Brawlers figures are seriously some underrated wrestling figures. These they are figures of guys who are on the indies, New Japan wrestlers, even if you're kind of wrestling legends like Raven. These are some really nice figures. You get usually a nice novelty item. So this month we got the socks, and then you always get a DVD and an autographed photo. So for all of these items, if you heard about all these items separately from eBay or a wrestling website, or even Pro Wrestling Tees, the website itself, you will be paying this has to be at least that $60 value. I mean, 2 wrestling t-shirts are going to be at least $19.99 each, so that's about 40 bucks. Then with the other things, I mean, DVD typically is around $10, and the autographed picture, so you're really looking at probably a more than $60 value of items that you only get for $29.99 a month. I believe it's actually, let me correct that, I think it's $29.95 if I'm correct, and I should know that because I've been subscribing to this for far too long. But great value. So go to Pro Wrestling Crate to find out more information on how you can sign up for next month's box. I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is Jerron Dove, and I will see you again after a while.